this very moment, you did not arrive here by accident. Something deeper, something unseen, has gently guided your steps to these words. God wants you to pause for a moment and breathe slowly, because there is a message meant specifically for your spirit today. Heaven has been watching the quiet battles within your heart, the worries you rarely speak about, the silent questions you whisper when the world around you becomes too heavy. And right now, in this sacred moment, God is reminding you that none of it has gone unnoticed. Every tear, every moment of confusion, every prayer that felt like it disappeared into silence has been recorded in the heavens. You may have wondered if anyone truly sees what you carry, if anyone understands the weight pressing against your spirit, but God says that He has seen every detail of your journey, and He has been preparing something behind the scenes that your eyes cannot yet fully see. Right beside you, Archangel Michael stands as a radiant guardian, surrounded by a shield of light that reaches further than you can imagine. His presence is calm but powerful, like a silent protector who has been assigned to walk beside you through this chapter of your life. Even if you cannot see him, his energy is surrounding you now, forming a barrier between your spirit and the doubts that have tried to settle into your mind. There have been moments when fear tried to whisper that you are alone, that your struggles are too complicated, that your future is uncertain. But God is correcting those thoughts right now. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Heaven has been walking beside you through every moment, even the ones that seemed empty or hopeless. God wants you to understand something important in this moment. What you are experiencing right now is not the end of your story. In fact, it is the moment just before a new chapter begins. There are seasons in life where everything feels unclear, where doors appear closed and answers seem distant. Those seasons are not punishment, they are preparation. God often works in the quiet places, shaping your strength, adjusting your path, and positioning circumstances long before you can recognize what is happening. While you were waiting, heaven was moving. While you were questioning, divine arrangements were quietly forming in the background of your life. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit can begin to feel the shift that is happening now. Something is changing in the unseen realm around you. The heaviness you have carried is beginning to loosen its grip. The confusion that surrounded certain situations in your life is slowly dissolving as God brings clarity into places that once felt uncertain. Archangel Michael's presence is not only protecting you from fear, but also clearing pathways that were once blocked by doubt and hesitation. His sword of light moves through the unseen obstacles that have stood in your way, cutting through confusion and making space for new opportunities to appear. God is asking you to listen carefully to the quiet voice within your heart. There have been subtle nudges recently, small feelings that something is shifting, gentle reminders that your journey is not finished yet. Those feelings are not random. They are part of the divine guidance that has been leading you step by step toward this moment. Sometimes guidance does not arrive with loud announcements. Instead, it appears through small realizations, sudden peace in situations that once caused anxiety, or an unexpected sense that you should keep moving forward even when you cannot see the entire path ahead. Archangel Michael is also reminding you that protection does not always mean the absence of challenges. Sometimes protection means that even when storms appear, they cannot destroy what God has already decided to build in your life. There were moments when difficulties tried to convince you that everything was falling apart, but what you could not see was that heaven was rearranging pieces behind the scenes. Situations that once felt like setbacks were quietly redirecting you towards something better. Delays that frustrated you were actually preventing you from walking into doors that were never meant for you. God is inviting you now to release the tension you have been holding in your heart. The pressure to understand everything immediately, the desire to control every outcome, the fear that things might not work out the way you hoped. Those burdens are not meant for you to carry alone. When you release them, you create space for divine clarity to enter your life. Archangel Michael stands beside you like a steady guardian,
reminding you that your journey is being watched over by forces far greater than anything that tries to oppose you.
You may begin to notice small confirmations appearing around you in the coming days.
A sentence you hear might suddenly feel like it was meant for you. A memory may resurface that reminds you how far you have already come. A quiet moment may fill your heart with a peace that feels unfamiliar but deeply comforting. These moments are not coincidences. They are reminders that God is still actively guiding your path. The universe often speaks in gentle ways, through signals that only your heart can fully recognize. Right now, heaven is encouraging you not to lose hope in the parts of your life that still feel unresolved. There are blessings moving toward you that you cannot yet see. Just because something has not arrived yet does not mean it is not already on its way. God's timing rarely follows the schedule we expect, but it always arrives at the exact moment when our hearts are ready to receive what has been prepared. Archangel Michael remains beside you, silent yet watchful, ensuring that nothing meant for your growth is lost and nothing meant to harm your spirit is allowed to stay. His presence is a reminder that divine protection is not a distant idea. It is an active force surrounding your life right now. Every step you take is being watched with care, every decision is being gently guided, and every moment of faith you show is strengthening the path ahead of you. God wants you to remember something as you continue forward from this moment. The story of your life is still unfolding, and the pages ahead contain more light than the chapters you have already lived. Even if the road ahead still appears unclear, you are not walking it alone. Heaven is closer than you realize, and the guidance you need will continue to appear exactly when your spirit is ready to see it. As you continue to move through this moment, something quiet but powerful is unfolding around you. God is gently drawing your attention to the deeper movement happening within your spirit. You may not have fully recognized it yet, but there has been a subtle transformation taking place inside your heart. The thoughts that once overwhelmed you are slowly losing their grip, and the worries that once felt impossible to escape are beginning to loosen their hold. This is not accidental. It is the beginning of a spiritual realignment that heaven has been preparing for you long before today arrived. Archangel Michael remains beside you, watchful and steady, like a guardian who understands every part of the journey you have been walking. His presence is not loud or overwhelming. Instead, it is calm and deeply reassuring. There is a strength in that silence, a reminder that divine protection does not always appear in dramatic ways. Sometimes it simply surrounds you, steady and unwavering, preventing unseen forces from disrupting the path that God has prepared for your life. Even when your mind becomes filled with uncertainty, His light continues to stand between you and the darkness that tries to cloud your vision. God wants you to notice something important about this stage of your journey. There are moments when life feels confusing, when decisions seem difficult and answers appear distant. In those moments, it can feel as though you are standing in the middle of a fog where nothing is clear. But what you may not realize is that this fog is often the place where divine clarity begins to form. God sometimes allows temporary uncertainty so that your spirit can learn to listen more deeply. When the noise of the world fades, the quiet voice of guidance becomes easier to hear. Recently, there may have been situations in your life that caused you to pause and reflect. Perhaps something did not unfold the way you expected, or a door you hoped would open remained closed. At the time, it may have felt disappointing or confusing, but heaven was not ignoring your hopes. Instead, God was carefully redirecting your steps. What seemed like a delay was actually protection. What appeared to be a setback was a redirection towards something that aligns more closely with your true path. Archangel Michael's light is illuminating parts of your life that were once hidden behind doubt and hesitation. You may begin to notice certain truths becoming clearer now. Some relationships may feel different. Certain environments may no longer resonate with your spirit the way they once did. This is not something to fear. It is part of the natural process of spiritual alignment. When your soul begins to grow, it becomes more sensitive to what supports your peace and what quietly drains your energy. God is asking you to trust this inner awareness that is beginning to awaken. Your intuition is not random. It is one of the ways heaven communicates with you. When something within you gently urges you to move forward, to step away from something unhealthy, or to remain patient in a moment of uncertainty, that feeling often carries a deeper message. It is the whisper of divine guidance helping you stay aligned with the direction that leads toward growth and peace.
There may also be moments when you suddenly remember lessons from your past. Memories that once carried pain may now reveal wisdom you did not recognize before. God often allows time to pass so that you can see certain experiences from a clearer perspective. What once felt like loss can eventually reveal itself as preparation. What once seemed like rejection can become the reason you were guided toward a path that fits your purpose far better. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that not every battle in your life was meant to be fought alone. Some struggles were present simply to strengthen your faith and deepen your understanding of how divine support works. Even when you felt exhausted, even when you wondered if you had the strength to keep moving forward, heaven was still working quietly in the background of your life. You were never abandoned in those difficult moments. You were being guided through them, even when you could not yet recognize the direction. Right now, something important is shifting within your awareness. You may feel a growing sense that it is time to release the habit of constantly worrying about the future. The mind often tries to solve every possibility before it happens, but God's guidance does not require you to carry that burden. When you trust that the path ahead is being watched over, you allow your spirit to experience a deeper sense of peace. This peace does not come from knowing every detail of the future. It comes from knowing that whatever appears on your path, you will not face it without support. In the coming days, you may begin to notice subtle confirmations that reinforce this new alignment taking place within you. A conversation might unexpectedly answer a question you have been carrying in your mind. A quiet moment of reflection may suddenly reveal a simple truth that brings clarity to a situation that once felt complicated. These moments may seem small at first, but they carry meaning. They are reminders that divine guidance often appears through the ordinary details of life. Archangel Michael continues to guard the space around your spirit, ensuring that negativity and doubt do not regain the influence they once had over your thoughts. His presence represents strength, courage, and unwavering protection. When fear tries to return, remember that it does not have the authority to control your path. You are being guided by something far greater than temporary uncertainty. God also wants you to remember that growth often happens quietly before it becomes visible. Just as a seed begins to grow beneath the soil long before anyone sees the first green leaf, the transformation within your life is already taking place beneath the surface. You may not see the full results yet, but that does not mean the process has not already begun. Patience during this stage is not wasted time. It is the space where divine preparation continues to unfold. There is a calm assurance beginning to settle into your spirit now, even if you cannot fully explain why. That calm is a signal that your soul is slowly recognizing the guidance that has been present all along. The road ahead will continue to reveal itself step by step, and every step will carry the quiet reminder that heaven has been guiding you long before you realized how close that guidance truly was. As this journey continues to unfold, there is something important God wants your heart to understand. Many times in life, we look for loud signs, dramatic moments, or sudden miracles to confirm that heaven is listening to us. But the truth is that some of the most powerful confirmations arrive quietly, almost gently, as if they are meant only for the soul that is ready to notice them. Right now, whether you realize it or not, confirmations are already beginning to form around you. They may appear through small moments of clarity, through unexpected peace in situations that once caused anxiety, or through a simple realization that something within your life is beginning to change. God has been watching the path you have walked. Every step, every choice, Every moment where you kept moving forward even when you felt uncertain has mattered more than you know. There were times when you may have wondered if your efforts were being noticed or if your prayers had reached anyone beyond the silence. But heaven does not measure your faith by how perfectly you believe. It measures it by your willingness to keep hoping even when the road becomes difficult. And that quiet perseverance within your spirit has already begun to open doors that you cannot yet fully see. Archangel Michael remains near you, steady and watchful, a reminder that protection does not disappear simply because challenges appear. His presence is like a shield of light surrounding your path, ensuring that the things meant to harm your spirit cannot remain close to you for long. There may have been moments in the past where negativity tried to settle into your mind, convincing you that your future was uncertain or that your efforts would not lead anywhere meaningful. But those voices do not carry truth. They are temporary echoes of doubt that fade when the light of divine clarity begins to rise. Something else is happening now as well. God is slowly guiding you toward a deeper understanding of your own strength. You may have spent a long time underestimating the resilience that exists within you. Difficult experiences sometimes leave people believing they are fragile or easily broken. But the fact that you are still here, still searching for meaning, still willing to listen to messages that encourage your spirit, proves that your inner strength is far greater than you once believed. Archangel Michael's role during this stage of your journey is not only to protect you, but also to remind you of the courage that has been quietly growing within your heart. Courage does not always look like bold action. Sometimes courage simply means continuing to hope when circumstances suggest giving up. Sometimes it means choosing peace instead of anger, patience instead of fear, and faith instead of despair. These choices may seem small on the surface, but they shape the direction of your entire life. God is also inviting you to begin noticing the patterns that appear in your daily experiences. There may be certain ideas, messages, or reminders that seem to repeat themselves in different ways. Perhaps you hear similar advice from different people, or you come across words that speak directly to something you have been thinking about. These patterns are not random. Often they are gentle signals guiding your attention toward truths that your spirit is ready to accept. For example, you may suddenly recognize that certain environments no longer feel comfortable the way they once did. Places that used to feel familiar might now feel heavy or draining. This shift is not something to fear. It is a sign that your awareness is expanding. When your spirit begins to align with higher clarity, it naturally moves away from situations that do not support your peace. This process is part of spiritual growth, and it often leads you toward healthier spaces, more supportive relationships, and opportunities that reflect the person you are becoming. Archangel Michael stands like a quiet sentinel during these transitions, ensuring that even when changes feel uncertain, you remain protected. Sometimes, growth requires letting go of things that once felt secure. That release can feel uncomfortable at first, but it often makes room for something far better to enter your life. God understands that these transitions can feel confusing, which is why guidance continues to appear little by little, giving you time to adjust and understand the direction your journey is taking. There is also something God wants to remind you about the way blessings often appear. Many people imagine blessings as dramatic events that instantly change everything overnight. While miracles do happen, many blessings arrive gradually, building step by step until you suddenly realize that your life has quietly shifted into a more peaceful and meaningful direction. The path you are walking now may already be leading towards such a transformation, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Pay attention to the moments when your heart feels unexpectedly calm. Those moments are important. They are signals that your spirit is recognizing alignment with something greater than temporary circumstances. Peace often arrives before clarity does. When you feel that calm presence settling within you, it means your soul is beginning to trust the guidance unfolding around you. Archangel Michael's protective energy continues to move through the unseen layers of your life, clearing away influences that no longer belong near your path. Just as light naturally pushes back darkness, divine protection ensures that fear cannot remain where truth is present. This does not mean life will never present challenges again, but it does mean that you will not face those challenges without support. God is also encouraging you to remember that your journey does not have to follow the same timeline as anyone else's. It is easy to compare your life to the progress of others and feel as though you are moving too slowly. But every path unfolds at its own pace. The lessons you have learned, the patience you have developed, and the wisdom you have gained are all shaping a future that fits you uniquely. Right now, as you continue to move forward, there is an invisible preparation taking place. The pieces of your story are gradually being arranged in ways that will make sense when the right moment arrives. Trusting this process may not always feel easy, but every step you take with hope strengthens the bridge between where you are today and where you are meant to be.
Archangel Michael remains beside you, calm and unwavering, a symbol of the divine protection that surrounds your life even when you cannot see it directly. And as the days continue to unfold, the quiet confirmations that appear around you will keep reminding your heart that heaven has been guiding your steps all along. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey when the heart is invited to look back, not with regret or pain, but with understanding. God is gently guiding you into that moment now. The path you have walked has not always been easy, and there were seasons when the weight of your struggles felt heavier than you could explain to anyone around you. Yet even during those difficult times, something within you kept moving forward. Even when your strength felt small, you continued searching for light, for meaning, for a reason to believe that life could still unfold in a better direction. That quiet determination within your spirit has never gone unnoticed by heaven. Archangel Michael stands near you during this moment of reflection, his presence steady, like a guardian who has witnessed every step of your journey. He knows the battles you fought in silence, the nights when your thoughts refused to settle, and the moments when disappointment tried to convince you that your efforts were meaningless. But those moments were not wasted. Every experience you lived through was shaping something deeper inside you, building a kind of strength that only emerges when the soul passes through challenges and still chooses to hope. God wants you to understand something important about the past you carry. Many people believe their past defines who they are forever, as if mistakes, losses, or painful memories become permanent labels on their identity. But heaven does not see your story that way. Your past is not a prison, it is a classroom. The experiences that once brought confusion or sorrow often contain the lessons that prepare you for greater wisdom and deeper compassion. What once felt like failure can eventually become the very reason you develop resilience, patience, and empathy toward others walking their own difficult paths. There may have been times when certain memories returned to your mind unexpectedly. A conversation from years ago, a decision you questioned, or a moment where things did not unfold the way you hoped. When those memories appear, they sometimes bring a sense of unfinished emotion. God is inviting you now to see those moments differently. Instead of viewing them as reminders of what went wrong, begin to see them as evidence of how far you have already traveled on your journey of growth. Archangel Michael's light is illuminating those memories now, not to reopen old wounds, but to help you release the emotional weight they once carried.
His presence represents the strength to let go of burdens that were never meant to stay with you forever. Holding on to past pain can quietly drain your energy, keeping your attention fixed on moments that have already passed. But when you allow those memories to be transformed into lessons instead of regrets, something powerful happens within your spirit. You reclaim the freedom to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. God also wants to remind you that healing does not always happen all at once. Sometimes it unfolds slowly, in gentle layers, as your heart becomes ready to release the emotions it once held tightly. There may have been people in your life who disappointed you, situations that left you feeling misunderstood, or circumstances that created wounds you did not know how to express. None of those experiences erased your worth. They simply became part of the story that shaped the person you are becoming today. Forgiveness often becomes an important step during this stage of spiritual growth. Forgiveness does not mean pretending that painful experiences never happened. It means freeing your own heart from the grip of anger or resentment that tries to keep you tied to the past. When you forgive, you are not excusing what hurt you. You are choosing peace over the endless cycle of reliving those moments. Archangel Michael stands beside you during this process, offering strength as you release emotions that once felt impossible to let go. You may begin to notice something surprising as this healing unfolds. The memories that once carried pain may start to feel lighter. Situations that once seemed overwhelming may begin to make more sense. What once felt like a closed chapter of confusion may reveal hidden lessons that strengthen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. This shift does not erase the past, but it transforms the way your spirit carries it. God is also reminding you that the difficulties you experienced have quietly developed qualities within you that cannot be taught through comfort alone. Patience often grows during times of waiting. Compassion deepens when you understand what it feels like to struggle. Wisdom emerges when you reflect on moments that forced you to rethink your direction. These qualities are now part of who you are, even if you rarely stop to recognize them.
Archangel Michael's protective presence ensures that as you continue forward, the past will no longer have the power to define your future. The experiences you lived through are now becoming stepping stones rather than obstacles. They are part of the foundation that supports the path you are walking today. What once seemed like barriers are gradually transforming into reminders of how resilient your spirit truly is. There may also be moments ahead when you feel an unexpected sense of peace regarding things that once troubled you deeply. This peace is not accidental. It is the result of your soul gradually releasing what it no longer needs to carry. Healing often arrives quietly, without dramatic announcements, simply settling into your heart like a calm presence that replaces old tension. God is guiding you to understand that your story is still unfolding, and the chapters ahead are not limited by the challenges you faced before. Every new day offers space for growth, for new experiences, and for opportunities that align with the wisdom you have gained along the way. The person you are becoming is shaped not only by what happened in the past, but by how you choose to move forward now. Archangel Michael remains close, ensuring that your spirit continues to move toward greater clarity and strength. And as you keep walking this path, you may gradually realize that the struggles you once feared would break. You have actually become part of the reason your spirit now carries a deeper sense of understanding, resilience, and quiet confidence that continues to guide you forward. As your journey continues to unfold, God is inviting you to look not only at where you have been, but also at the direction your life is quietly moving toward. There is a moment in every spiritual path when the soul begins to recognize that something new is forming ahead, even before the details become clear.
You may already feel small hints of this within your heart. Perhaps there are moments when you sense that the future holds more possibility than the past ever allowed you to see. That feeling is not imagination. It is the gentle beginning of a new direction taking shape within your life. Archangel Michael remains near, calm and steady, reminding you that when new paths begin to appear, they often arrive softly rather than suddenly. Many people expect change to happen in dramatic ways, but God often works through gradual shifts. A new perspective forms, a fresh idea enters your mind, or a quiet realization encourages you to approach life differently than before. These moments may seem simple on the surface, but they are part of the process through which heaven guides you toward growth. There may have been times in the past when you felt stuck, as if life had paused in a place where progress seemed impossible. Perhaps certain goals felt distant, or certain questions remained unanswered for longer than you expected. Those periods of waiting can be difficult to understand while they are happening. Yet many times, those moments are where the deepest preparation takes place. When nothing seems to be moving outwardly, your inner strength is often being built in ways that later become essential for the opportunities ahead. God wants you to recognize that the patience you developed during those waiting seasons was not wasted. Each day you continued to move forward, even when you could not see immediate results, was shaping a stronger foundation beneath your life. Patience is not simply the act of waiting. It is the act of continuing to trust that the future still holds purpose, even when the present moment feels uncertain. That quiet trust is something heaven values deeply, then.
As this message reaches the final moments of your time here, God is inviting you to pause once more and truly reflect on everything your spirit has felt during this journey. The words you have heard were not placed before you by accident. Out of millions of moments in your day, you arrived here at this exact time, and that timing carries meaning. Heaven often speaks in quiet ways, guiding people toward the messages they need most when their hearts are ready to hear them. If something within you felt calm, encouraged, or strangely understood while listening to these words, that is not coincidence. It is the gentle confirmation that your spirit recognized something true within the message meant for you today. Archangel Michael has remained beside you throughout this journey, a silent guardian whose presence represents protection, courage, and unwavering guidance. Even now, as this moment draws closer to its end, that protection does not disappear. The same strength that surrounded your spirit while hearing this message continues to walk with you as you move forward into the rest of your day, your week, and the chapters that still lie ahead in your life. The message you received here is not meant to stay inside these few moments. It is meant to continue echoing quietly in your thoughts, reminding you that your path carries purpose even when the future is not fully visible yet. God also knows that many people arrive at messages like this while carrying questions inside their hearts. Some are searching for reassurance. Some are hoping for direction. Others simply need a moment of peace in the middle of a busy or confusing day. If you felt any part of this message speaking directly to you, take a moment to acknowledge that connection. When a message resonates with the spirit, it often means the heart has recognized something meaningful within it. That recognition is powerful because it opens the door for deeper awareness, reflection, and growth. There is something else worth noticing as well. You were willing to stay here, to listen patiently, to allow your thoughts to slow down long enough to absorb these words. That alone shows something important about the direction your spirit is moving. In a world that constantly rushes forward, choosing to pause and listen to something that encourages reflection is a powerful decision. It means your heart is still open to guidance, still willing to search for meaning beyond the noise that fills everyday life. Archangel Michael's presence during this message is also a reminder that protection and guidance are not distant ideas reserved only for special moments.
They are forces that remain active in your life every day. When you move through challenges, moments of uncertainty, or important decisions, that same quiet strength remains near you. The more you allow yourself to recognize it, the easier it becomes to move forward with confidence instead of fear. God often sends encouragement through unexpected places, and sometimes those messages reach people through shared words like these. One person listens, feels a sense of hope, and then quietly passes the message along to someone else who may need the same reminder. In this way, a single message can travel further than anyone expects, touching lives that were searching for the same reassurance you felt here today. If your heart felt even a small sense of peace or clarity during these moments, take a second to leave a simple sign of that connection. A small gesture like placing a like on this message becomes a quiet way of acknowledging that the words reached you. It also helps this message continue traveling so that someone else, somewhere in the world, might encounter it at the exact moment they need encouragement. You might also consider sharing a brief comment about what part of the message resonated most deeply with you. Sometimes writing a few words about what touched your heart becomes a powerful way of reflecting on your own journey. And when others read those reflections, they often realize they are not alone in the struggles or questions they carry. A simple comment can become a moment of connection between people who may never meet but share similar hopes and challenges. Archangel Michael reminds you that even small actions can create ripples of encouragement. When you choose to share this message with someone you care about, it becomes more than just a video or a set of words. It becomes a reminder that guidance and hope are meant to be passed along, reaching those who may be quietly searching for reassurance in their own lives. If you feel that this space brought something meaningful into your day, staying connected to it can allow you to receive more messages like this in the future. Subscribing simply ensures that whenever another message of encouragement appears, it can find its way back to you without you needing to search for it again. In that way, these moments of reflection can continue to appear in your life when your spirit may need them most. God's guidance often arrives step by step, through small reminders that help people keep moving forward with hope. The like you leave, the comment you share, the decision to subscribe, or the choice to pass this message along may seem simple on the surface. Yet each one becomes part of a larger circle of encouragement that allows these messages to reach hearts that may need them tomorrow, next week, or even years from now.